Today we're going to look at 6 famous movie clips of job interviews, and we're going to use them to learn what to say in an interview so you'll have the highest chance of landing the job. Take a hint from Chandler from Friends. Practice and preparation for an interview is key. However, I do recommend that you practice and prepare in a very specific way.
All right, we'll just do our best, okay? So let's say that I'm the interviewer and I'm meeting you for the first time. Okay, hi, come on in. I'm Regina Phalange.
Chandler Bing.
Oh.
I think you'll find if I come to work here that I don't micromanage. I don't shy away from delegating.
That's good to know.
Ask your friend to sit down with you and to research some questions on the internet of interview questions that are typical to the type of job that you want to have. You can find free pre-made flashcards on sites like Quizlet or Cram. You can also find annotated videos to study on FluentU. There's a lot of videos on the topics of job interviews, but I recommend this video from Business Insider. I really like what the guy has to say. His attitude is great and the information is key for job interviews. If you don't have a native speaker friend, FluentU is the best alternative I can recommend to you as an English teacher. You can learn tips and questions with videos made for native speakers, so you'll be able to practice as if you were in a real interview and perfect your accent and vocabulary at the same time. I'm going to leave a link for a free trial of FluentU in the description box below so you can check it out later. Syed, one of our viewers, said that FluentU is an excellent way of learning a new language, and he said he wants to learn some more idioms in English. So let's get to learning more idioms. Dress for the job that you want, not for the job that you have. This is an English idiom that just means that if you're going to an interview, you need to impress your future employer with your clothes. You can show your future employer that you mean business by dressing well, preparing for the interview, making sure your phone is off, all of that kind of thing.
That's what you want, right? My girlfriend and I are having a fight. Do you mind if I,
What could be more important?
Would you hire him? I definitely would not hire him. Remember, dress and act as professionally as you can. Remind yourself that you are the best candidate for the job and that you are qualified to be there. Another idiom that will help you a lot in English interviews is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. An impression is a thought or a feeling that's left after an experience. So think of a time when you met someone and right off the bat, you thought they were awesome. You want to make a great first impression when you have your interview, but how do we do it? This clip is from The Pursuit of Happiness. It's probably the most famous job interview scene in movie history. Look at Chris's body language. He shakes hands with everyone in the room. He leans forward in his chair to show his interest. This is super important as an English learner. If you feel like you can't express yourself as well as you usually do, you can show your interest with your body language, with your professionalism, the way that you dress. All of these things are going to be key for your interview. In this clip, Chris Gardner also touches on 3 words that you definitely want to know.
Like earnestness or diligence and team playing to something.
Earnestness means a sincere or honest conviction. If someone is earnest, it means that they always tell the truth. Diligence means that you put effort and care into everything you do, even the little details. And team playing means that you can work effectively in a team or a group. Employers are looking for a lot of qualities depending on the job that you apply for, but these 3 are universal. The point of every interview is the same. The interviewer wants to know who you are. So if an interviewer asks you, "Tell me about yourself," and you give an answer like this,
I think I could do a good job as your assistant. And,
how are they going to know who you are? What I recommend is that you prepare a knockout answer for the question, tell me about yourself. This will probably come up somewhere in your interview. Now, you can structure this with 3 points. That's all you have to remember. First, tell your story in a way that ends with you in this interview. Second, highlight the most impressive and most important parts of your work history. And third, explain your current situation. Tell the interviewer why you are the best fit for this job. Here's a quick example.
So here I am, applying to be one of your interns, because the more I think about this idea, the more tremendous I think it is. I love the idea of having a place I can go every day. I want the connection, the excitement, I want to be challenged, and I guess I might even want to be needed. The tech stuff might take a bit to figure out. I had to call my 9-year-old grandson just to find out what a USB connector was. But I'll get there, eager to learn. Also, I want you to know I've been a company man all my life. I'm loyal, I'm trustworthy, and I'm good in a crisis. And I love that you're right here in Brooklyn. I've lived here all my life, and lately I feel I may not be hip enough to live in Brooklyn, so this could help with that too. I read once musicians don't retire. They stop when there's no more music in them. Well, I still have music in me, absolutely positive about that.
Robert De Niro covers all the points that I mentioned, and he does it in less than a minute. I'm telling you, learning English with movies is where it's at. One of the best things you can do for an English interview is to prepare for the types of questions that you think the interviewer would ask. Think of it this way. You wouldn't go into an English exam or a math exam without having studied. So why would you go into an interview without having prepared at least a little bit?
Good. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Northwestern.
And after Northwestern, you went on to...
I went to work for Dex One.
Okay, Benjamin. Now, I'm gonna ask you one of our more telling questions for all of our interns, so I want you to, this is the one to really think about, okay? And take your time. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
A lot of the same questions will come up over and over again in interviews. And here's how to respond to any of them. Think of your response with a beginning, a middle, and an end. In the beginning, you want to give a clear statement of your opinion. In the middle, you want to give a little bit more background information on why you think that. And then, in the end, you want to mirror the language of the question to wrap up your answer. Here's an example for the question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, I see myself owning my own social media management company. I really love working with people, and I'm fascinated by social media. I think that when I'm working with your company, I can gain a lot of skills and experience that would help me get there. So that's where I see myself in 10 years. It doesn't have to be complicated. Keep this structure in mind because it's actually better to be short and sweet in your answers than to ramble too much. I've saved one of the most important parts of the interview for last, which is to finish strong. Similar to what we talked about in the opening, it's important to leave a good impression at the end of an interview. Often interviewers will ask if you have a question for them. Do not say, no, I'm good. Always ask a question. This shows your interest and shows that you've done your research about the company.
What do you say we interview you?
All right, yes, that's a sometimes useful exercise. Please put your hand down. Go ahead.
How much money do you make a year before taxes?
Okay, I'm actually not comfortable answering that.
Come on!
In most English-speaking contexts, it's considered rude or in bad taste to ask about the salary of the job in the interview. But some things you could ask about are, for example, what does a typical day at this job look like? Or even ask the interviewer, what do you like about working here? Make sure to check out the free PDF in the description box below. It has all of the movie scenes that we looked at today, as well as all the tips that I talked about in this video. If you want to get a little deeper into preparing for an interview, I recommend you check out this video. We break down the interview scene from The Pursuit of Happiness that we talked about in this video, and you'll learn tons of vocabulary and words you can use in your interview. See you over there.